Pokemon Switch is clearly a game that we all want passionately to come out this year. And in that excitement, people get lost in a lot of the rumor and the speculation that comes with this type of excitement. Hello everybody, Gabe from Switch Force here, and today I want to talk about a few Pokemon Switch rumors that are out there today and maybe debunk some of them and just kind of mention some and how unlikely they are. So, the very first one that we are going to get started with here is the most recent one, this official magazine that is out there that says, hey, Pokemon Switch coming hopefully this year. It's a new generation, and to that I want to say, hey, that magazine has a history of giving out false information, including some false information about Pokemon in the past, and those things don't always pan out to be real. Of course, like I said, we are all very excited, and I do think that this is going to be Gen 8. But that magazine probably doesn't have a lot of information. We've seen on Reddit a lot of people discredit this magazine and say, hey, they kind of just go with things, and it's not the most trusted of sources. And that's one that I almost made a video about for just that one rumor, but you know, then I started thinking, like, there's so many of these rumors, I want to just talk about them and maybe dispel some of them, and I really want Pokemon to come out this year. I'm crossing my fingers very, very hard. That would be extremely exciting, but this magazine probably doesn't have the information. The next one I want to talk about, speaking of Generation 8, is the new starters that are drawn and often thrown out there, and people say, hey, these are the new Gen 8 starters, and that's super exciting because a lot of them look very cute, they look very real, but more often than not, the creators and the artists do come out and say, hey, I just made that for fun, and we were just messing around. So as of right now, I do not think that any of the starters that have been shown are real whatsoever, and there are a lot of really cool ones, and we've talked about some of those in videos here on Switch Force. We're guilty of it too, but I think that when the starters do eventually get revealed, we're still going to be very surprised because we do not know what they're going to look like whatsoever. This next one is a little bit interesting because there are a lot of these. We have no idea what this thing is called. It's not called Space and Void, they are not called Past and Future, or any other iteration of names you have seen. Some of those logos are actually super realistic, like the one I have on screen right now. I don't know what it says because it's in Japanese, but it's not real. And again, people that make these logos do eventually come on and say, hey, I was just messing around, I was having some fun, that's not real. But people think that it's called like Past and Future or Space and Void. There's all these names out there, and honestly, none of those are real. I think when we do get the name, you are also going to be surprised. Nintendo's pretty good about this, and yeah, I for one can't wait to see what these games are going to be called. We honestly don't even know that it's going to be 2 games. That's the other interesting part about this. It could just be 1 game for the Switch, and they abandoned the whole 2-game thing. I hope they don't. I still hope it's 2 games just because that's a tradition that I would like for them to uphold. But let me know what you guys think about that, and what would some good names for Pokemon Switch be. And speaking of names, people are now once again thinking that it might be Pokemon Stars because of the Lapras screenshot that we did talk about here on Switch Force. We made a video talking about it's the first screenshot for Pokemon Switch. It leaked, and it shows Lapras and this ocean, and people started to think like, hey, that might be real. Now, there are some leakers that also talked about it. Some Pokemon fan sites that do have some credibility did talk about it. So this isn't like 100% debunked, but I don't think it's real whatsoever. I think when we get the look of Pokemon Switch, it's going to be way more different than anything that we are expecting. At least that's my hope. We do know that they hired like 3D environment artists and things like that. The hiring process is where we do get a lot of the correct information here. Like, we know that the game's going through localization. That's probably true because they did hire localization specialists not that long ago. And this one, like I said, I just hope this isn't what the game looks like. We have no way of knowing, but it just doesn't feel quite right. Again, other sites did run with it, but I don't think it's Pokemon Stars. And Pokemon Stars is the last thing I wanted to talk about here. Laura Kate Dale was one of the first people that I remember talking about this back when the Nintendo Switch was first being announced. She did say that, hey, Pokemon Stars is coming. It's gonna sit side by side with Sun and Moon, and it will add things, but it's not a brand new game. And while that's still, I guess, possible, it doesn't seem very likely. It does seem like this Pokemon Switch game is gonna be something entirely new, and I just wanted to throw that out there for anyone that is still kind of worried that Stars is what we're getting. But I want you guys to let me know what you think about all these rumors. Like I said, most of them have been proven false. That's why I wanted to make this video, because there's so much like out there. There's a lot of conjecture, there's a lot of false information information. So we figured that, hey, having this video could be a good thing. So sound off, let me know what rumors, if any, you want to be true. Some of these names and logos are very, very cool. Some of the starters are incredibly cute. But yeah, what do you think about the fervor of rumor and speculation around Pokemon Switch? At this point, I kind of just wish they would announce it so we could stop with this. But hopefully that is coming sooner rather than later. We'll catch you on the next one. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button if you found the video informative or you enjoyed it in any way. Maybe even hit that notification bell. But with all that said, we will catch you on the next one. Switch Force out.